State agencies are trying to craft their own budgets based on what the Oklahoma legislature appropriated for them. Some are dealing with a decline of more than 7% in state dollars and a loss of millions in state revolving funds. For the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs, the loss in revenue leaves the agency just short of laying off agents.
The Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs sometimes invites cameras to show the work it's doing to combat drug trafficking. But most of the time, the work OBN does is not seen by the public. Many investigations are lengthy, involving undercover operations, long hours, and high-tech surveillance. Daryl Weaver is the executive director of the Bureau.
We're going after the most vile group of people that want to destroy our communities, great drug cartels and conspirators when it comes to diversion. These prescription issues are out of hand, and we are the primary agency to do something about that. So it all comes at a cost. It all comes at a cost. You know, I want to recruit high qualified people, but it's going to be more difficult is what I forecast.
Like most state agencies, the majority of OBN's employees have not seen raises in nearly a decade.
It doesn't take the agents much research to realize that many times local police departments get raises every year when our budget's being cut.
The OBN received a 7% cut in state appropriations for the next fiscal year, which begins July 1st. Weaver says what is even more concerning is the loss of $4 million held in OBN's revolving fund account, used for unexpected expenses. He says the agency is cutting corners wherever it can, including cutting overtime pay.
You're not going to be able to work people as much. You're not going to be able to do those type of things. But I believe we're in a survival mode right now. I think we can survive. We didn't lose. My main concern was sending agents home. I can't even imagine the state of Oklahoma wanting their drug enforcers sent home. But we're at that point.
Without resources from OBN, local law enforcement agencies like the Garvin County Sheriff's Department may find it more difficult to conduct important investigations. Pauls Valley is the Garvin County seat, where sheriff's deputies can be dispatched to calls coming from people living in rural communities across 900 square miles. Larry Rhodes is the sheriff.
We know who our drug dealers are here in Garvin County. My problem here is, and they're not going undetected, I know they're here, and I think drug dealers know this, they know I don't have the resources to go out, conduct long-term investigations, undercover investigations. They know I don't have money to send operants or undercover officers in and buy drugs. So I think that's why they gravitate toward rural areas, is because they know the resources aren't here.
Sheriff Rhodes says without OBN, his department could not have dismantled a methamphetamine ring causing havoc in the county. He says more than a dozen people have been charged, convicted, or are awaiting trial.
Us dismantling this organization, the impact it had on Garvin County was just as big as taking down a large supplier in the metro area to us.
The investigation took a year and a half.
In this case, I got everything from vehicles, unmarked vehicles that they loaned to us for my deputies to use in conjointly with their investigation, something I don't have access to. Their investigators, their expertise, their attorneys, they were able to provide some surveillance equipment and set it up so we could watch the ongoings at this location.
Weaver says as of now there is no cushion of funds to run OBN, and that he, like many state agency heads, worry about the future.
And I'm very concerned about next year. I keep hearing rumblings it may be worse. I don't know.